everybody, welcome in, welcome in. I just want to let you guys know how grateful I am that we are building this community together. I have just received so many lovely notes and comments and everything just in the last couple of weeks. I mean, always you guys have been very gracious, but in the last couple of weeks, there's been some really lovely things that have come my way, and I just want to honor that and say thank you. If you're new to the channel, welcome in. A lot of new people showing up on the channel right now, and I just want to welcome them in. You have welcomed them in too, which I have noticed, so thank you for doing that. All right, let's see where we go. I have done the mid-June readings. They'll be posted on Friday. Okay, so you'll see those. Today at noon, we are going to be doing all Q&A. So this week I did a class about the spiritual blueprint, and there was a lot of North Node questions about my mission and my path. So I think we might focus on that on this live today, Thursday at noon for Pathfinders. But you know what? If you've got a different kind of question, that's not going to deter me. just bring it. All right, let's see where we go. In July, we're going to be doing more interesting things around learning tarot. So if you are interested in learning tarot, I definitely have a class already, but we are going to be doing some cool stuff in July, so watch out for that. All right, let's see where we go. If you like the video, please hit the thumbs up button. That helps other people see it. Okay, so thank you. All right, ta-da! Narrow pathway, tread thoughtfully. First light, beginning a new cycle. Jupiter has moved into Aries just a little bit ago. It does feel rather light and airy to me. It's summer in the Northern Hemisphere. We're almost to the solstice. I'll be doing a special reading on Saturday about the solstice. The answers are within. Interesting, taking shelter. This is a winter scene, so we could be talking about, and this is also a winter scene. You see the little tree there. It was all the four seasons, I guess. But there's winter. Just jumped out at me. So we are in spring right now, moving into summer in the Northern Hemisphere, fall into winter in the Southern Hemisphere. And it's like the line between two things. I'm getting an image of a line between the past and the future. And are you going to stay with a situation that has been challenging, all right? Has been challenging. It's not that it was terrible or well, there may have been terrible parts of it, but are you going to stay with this challenging situation, or are you going to trust your inner guidance and move into something new, all right? Move into a new state of being, a new state of experiencing life. And I feel like this is one of those things where you're going to have to, I think you're going to have to think about this. Because letting go of this person or this past life is a big part of your life, or it was a big part of your growth. And I don't take this lightly. I feel like the spirit is saying, don't take this so lightly. All right, don't take either leaving this person behind so lightly. I don't think spirit is saying stay, but I think there's something to consider about this. All right, so let's see where we're going here. I see the star here. 9 of Pentacles and Judgment. Very much a crossroads kind of moment here. And I'm also seeing this 4 of Cups. So I feel like other people have some opinions about this. So other people in your life may know of this situation, and you may get an earful from family or friends. All right, you're like in the moment of, I'm deciding what I'm doing. 9 of Pentacles, stand your ground, okay? Stand your ground. Wheel of Fortune, things are moving. Look at that. 10 of Pentacles, woo! 5 of Swords, Tower, oh my word. 5 of Wands, Ace of Wands, 10 of Wands, oh my word. Devil and the Fool. Look at the new energy here. For some of you, this is a situation that has concluded, right? 10 in numerology, 1 plus 0 is 1. That 0 is like God's protection. I feel like somehow you've been protected from a person who's very manipulative, but that doesn't mean stay in it. Okay. It's sort of like, all right, well, it wasn't, I feel like you might, I don't know, lie to yourself, but I feel like you might tell yourself like it wasn't that bad. And I do think that something happens that puts you on the same side of things again. All right, there's some situation. This is big change here. And I also see, the 10 of Wands here. So we have definitely like, I don't know, it's not a situation that was good. I think um you might lie to yourself, or somebody else might lie to you about. I feel like some of you are really kind people. Some of you, all of you, are kind people, generous people, willing to give people another chance and all of that. But I feel like this person has run out their string. All right. I really do. I feel like it's time for something new and fresh. It's time for this new cycle. And the more you kind of sit in this energy of, I feel like I feel kind of bad for this person, or I'm remembering a time when this person was kind to me or good to me. It's rare, even with the most toxic karmic soulmates. It's rare. I challenge you to this. It's rare that you don't have at least one memory of it that kind of sparkles a little bit. All right? It's meant to, because it's meant to get your attention. If it didn't have a little bit of good, a little bit of something to it that you labeled for yourself as healthy or good or sparkly or something like that, you might not have stayed so long. Okay? There's something about it. We don't stay in situations that are 100% toxic unless we get, not 100% toxic, but toxic unless we get something from it. So this is why codependents and narcissists really work well together, because codependents are wanting to see the good in everyone. Codependents are wanting to be loved by a person who they, on some level, view as unlovable. Okay? On some level, they view them as in need of rescuing or something like that. And codependents and narcissists, codependents and toxic partners can really stay for a long time, especially if the badness of it has been inconsistent. Not all bad. You've heard that, right? You've probably said that. They're not all bad. This is one thing that's good about them. Okay, like you've told yourself this time after time. And I think you might have even lied to yourself about this, 5 of Swords, and said, oh, look, we could create this beautiful pastoral kind of lovely experience. But if you really looked at it, it was much more drama. All right. It was a lot more drama. It was a lot more difficulty. It was not what you think. I really want you to get the King of Swords. Because the King of Swords is like, yeah, yep, I see it for what it is. And I used to say, I used to tell my friends I'm an 85%er. Because, 5% of a situation is like beyond your, well, maybe more than 5, but I'm like 5% is beyond my control in terms of how I'm in this relationship. But that other 10%, people learn, people are growing, people are changing, people, have bad days. Okay. You can rationalize it however you want, but I want you to see, and then other people, might be like, oh, they're cute. They're hot. What are you doing? Like other people may skew your perception of this, especially if it is a true narcissist, because one of the things that true narcissists do is they get into your social circle, they get into your family, and they make your people think you're crazy to leave them. They see them as just magical and special because that's what the narcissist wants them to see. is only the good. Only the, not even the good, only the facade of good. Okay? And, but behind the scenes, it's like this, right? To everybody else, it looks like this. Behind the scenes, it's really like that. Okay? And the Ten of Pentacles doesn't really exist. It's a picture that you create. It's a facade. It's an act that you're playing. Now, I want to say this, that I'm going to clarify this Tower for a second here. Tell me what the Tower is. What is the Tower about? Eight of Swords, Two of Swords, Page of Cups, Temperance. So it's fighting, it's difficulties, fighting. And I feel like finally, and then they apologize, and then the cycle starts all over again, right? And it's like this devil, you're stuck in it. The thing about the Devil card, and I've said this before, is that you can walk away. You've created this situation and you can walk away. But people in those kinds of relationships don't think they have power, because that's what the narcissist wants you to believe, that you don't have power. And there's also an element of addiction on the part of the codependent, on the part of the empath, right? That there's an addiction of, if you really think about it, that there's a belief deep down that they're not really what I'm saying they are. They're not really a narcissist, or they're not really toxic. They're not really a karmic partner. There's a belief deep down, like a praying, like this person can't be bad, can't be all bad, or can't be this percentage bad, or whatever. I think they are. I think they are. I think what I'm seeing here is that you are waking up to the idea that you're an 85%er. And this person's been not giving very much, not helping very much, not being, they've been kind of crass or kind of a jerk, or they've been somebody who doesn't listen to you or fights with you or tears you down or something like that, makes you doubt yourself. That's what the Four of Cups is in this deck, making you doubt yourself about the situation. Like, I'm not really seeing it clearly. And I hear it all the time on the channel of people who like doubt their perception. You doubt your own, you don't believe your lion eyes, right? Like, you believe you have lion eyes. But this new cycle, and Temperance is showing up here too, this new cycle is something different. And I feel like there's a moment where you don't believe this story anymore. You don't believe the story you've been telling yourself. You don't believe it's, this doesn't even have to be a person. This can be a toxic situation. Like, you made a big deal about leaving a job to take this new job, and you've talked it up to all of your friends, and look at how amazing this is, and look at my title, I'm a VP, or I'm a la la la. And when you get there, they've taken advantage of you. They've told you they have not lived up to their promises. But to save face, you kind of just like go along, because it's, on some level, there's like a fear of admitting that this was not a good choice. But on another level, it's like, I don't know what else is out there. I'm not experiencing what else is out there. And so I do feel that you do, at some point, get this King of Swords. The King of Swords energy of, I'm seeing this clearly. Yes, I am. And this is 45% at best. And so there's a huge gap there. There's a huge gap. And it's time for you to decide to be inspired by the new. All right? And so this might take some fated events to happen. All right? I'm feeling like some fated events are going to happen that are going to help you get to that King of Swords place. And you might even be in this place of in the middle, where you see how in the Eight of Swords, she's kind of like leaning toward the Furies, and then that awful, the angel who's also here, like really being a jerk. And finally, you might just not listen to that anymore. you might just not listen to that, and instead you see the goodness in your own self. You're looking in the reflection. This is Narcissus, okay? And so we all have a little bit of narcissism in us. Doesn't mean we have a disorder. It just means that we stand up for ourselves. We're in our own corner. We do things that are good for us. And that's what ticks off this new cycle, because you're finally seeing that there's other things beyond this. You're finally seeing that you could have happiness, you could have joy, you could be inspired. I feel like this comes from within. I don't necessarily, I mean, it's possible this Tower, Five of Wands, is that there's a situation, and when you're in kind of like a fight against a situation, and you meet somebody and you're both in that fight and you're fighting against the same thing, or you're, you know, it's an adrenaline thing, and it can make people fall in love. It can make people be aware of something brand new in their life, and that might be happening where you have an experience that shifts you in your perception of what you have and what you could have. So that, I feel like that's coming in over the next 5 days. And by the 10th day, you're like, I'm done here. Okay? So let's see where we go. You could be dealing with a Sag, a Capricorn, a Pisces. I'm going to say an Aries, because this is Mars energy here. So I'm going to say Aries. So Sag or Aries, Capricorn or Pisces. All right? So that could also be you. So there's messages here for those signs. All right. If you want to continue on with me, link is below. This is like the turning point here. The turning point of a new day. Let's see where we go. Link is below. For Pathfinders, the rest of the reading starts.